here with Josh Smalley, the athletic director, head football coach for the Orangefield Bobcats. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing great, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, Um, Good to catch up with you. Grew up right down the road from you. Grew up in Vidor, about 15 miles away. So good to catch up with somebody from home.
Yes, sir.
If you don't mind, let's touch on a little bit of the how your family's doing, how Orangefield's holding up during these COVID-19 circumstances.
Yeah, I was that guy who probably didn't think too much of it, to be honest with you, around spring break, and I thought we'd be back in a couple of weeks. And boy, was I don't know if I could have been more wrong, But it's been a challenge, no doubt. Normally we missed most of our off season. I say most, we're probably about half of it. Which off season for us is a key deal with the weight room and the mental toughness and the teamwork and the camaraderie you develop during off season. The mental toughness, missing that was has been tough on us, but just been doing a lot of stuff from home. I've had to work a lot of home. It's been a challenge to communicate with kids. We've had to be creative in ways we've never had to be before, as far as talking to kids with either Zoom or Google Meet or Remind 101 app or an app called Sports U. So it's challenging for, like I said earlier, non-tech guys like me to have to do stuff like this and figure out new ways to stay in communication with our kids with Twitter and Facebook and stuff. But it's been good so far. We've had good response. Our kids are excited to get back. Family is safe. I got a grandson that's about 5 or 6 months old now, and he's good. So it's definitely been something in 20-some years of coaching I've never had to do or experience. And we've survived floods and snowstorms and everything like that, but the old COVID's kind of changed things a lot for us.
And in a small community like Orangefield, even though it's growing a little bit, in a small
Yes,
community
sir.
like Orangefield, the school athletics are a cornerstone of the community.
It
So
really is the community, to be honest with you.
and so go through a little bit about the impact of this on the cancellation of spring sports, what it's cost the kids, what it's meant to the community.
In Orangefield, we don't have a whole lot. We got like 1 or 2 stoplights. We've got a grocery store, a Dollar General, and some gas stations. So the school district is the heartbeat of the community. And so when it gets shut down, it hurts the community a lot. Our softball team was 19-2, and they when they got shut down, our baseball team was 10-3, 10-4, something like that. Hadn't even played a home game yet when they got shut down. We had 5 or 6 power lifters that had qualified for state. We were most likely going to have a freshman boy golfer qualify for state. So we had a lot of great things going on in the spring, and then all of a sudden it just kind of gets shut down. And those kids having to miss out on opportunities. Some of them, especially the seniors, that they'll never have an opportunity to do again. And it's not like the NCAA that's granting people a 5th year of eligibility and extra year of that. These kids aren't going to get that ever again. And so, I feel bad for our coaches. They were working extremely hard and having great years, and they get that yanked out of them. So it teaches you to never take anything for granted. It teaches you to work hard every day and do the best you can, because you don't know if tomorrow's promised. But I do have a tremendous loss in my heart for our kids, and especially the seniors, that even little things we talked about, like prom and little different awards day and stuff like that they get to do, and they look forward to, athletic banquets, athletic picnics, stuff like that they just won't have a chance to do it. And so you feel bad for them, and the community shows up for everything that we do. I can't tell you how many times when I see people at the store or the gas station that they ask me when we're getting back ready to go, or they say, "Hey, Coach, when that gate opens, I'm gonna be the first one there." So the community's ready. They support our programs. They support our kids. So so hopefully before too long we'll get going again.
Yeah, if you played a football game in that stadium there behind me and opened the gates right now, those stands would be packed.
No question. Absolutely, you're correct. And it's it's tough. We started that thing that I think Dumas High School started earlier in the spring about the Be the Light, where you turn the stadium lights on and, you give hope to people and stuff like that. And we've continued to do that. But that first night we turned the football lights on, I had probably 10 or 12 cars just drive by and take pictures of it. And so, I mean, that just them doing that tells you a little bit about how much they value sports and the school system and things like that, that they would take time out of their night at 8 o'clock to come up, just take a picture of a football field with lights on.
Absolutely. Starting to see some positive signs. More and more of the state is opening. And UIL came out with a statement yesterday that will allow limited strength and conditioning summer activities starting on the 8th of June. Still waiting on the details of what that looks like, but at least there's progress.
Right. Yeah. We had heard rumors that something may be coming down the pipeline since the governor gave his speech about going into phase 2. And so when they released coming out, the big deal is going to be, what are the restrictions going to be? We've heard things like, everything's going to have to be outside. There's going to be no indoor workout. We've heard things about a certain number of kids per coach, distancing and stuff like that. So we're excited about that. Our kids are fired up about it. I've received texts, phone calls, whatever, emails about how happy they are and how ready they are to come back. The coaches are ready for them to come back. So we're waiting now just to see what the guidelines and restrictions are going to be from the UIL. Number one, we want everybody to be safe. We don't want anybody to, we don't want this to have a negative effect on anything. So we're going to do whatever they tell us to do. We'll be extra precautious doing it. But we are excited that they have set a date, and it does feel like we're going to get back a little bit to, what a normal summer would look like for us.
Yeah, and the big thing will be driving home to the kids, no matter how silly they think the guidelines are.
Yeah.
This is a test, if you will. If there's a lot of sickness between the kids and the coaches, once they start getting back together, then we're not going to have football this fall.
Yeah, and I think, we got to sit down as a staff, and I got to sit down with my administration as well and figure out, okay, just because they said we could do this, what is that going to look like for Orangefield? And, every school is not the same. And so does that mean, we got 5 coaches here and the kids show up and we take their temperatures every day before we start and we do this? And so it's going to be the guidelines that they give us is going to say a lot of what we can do. So, and whatever we got to do, that's what we'll do for the safety of the kids and the community and the coaches, and me. Heck, I'm one of the high risk guys being type 1 diabetic. So I'm going to not put myself in danger as well. I got to be smart about things as well. But I am excited about getting back. And the last thing I want to do is to not have football in the fall. So if they tell us, you can have 2 kids per coach and you got to rotate in every 3 hours or 4 hours, have a certain amount of kids, then that's what we'll do. We'll do the safest and best thing possible to make everything go smooth.
All right. Well, now we're going to be positive, because I'm not hearing that we're not going to have any football in the fall. I just want
That's correct.
Colorado. We're going to have strength and conditioning over the summer. August 3rd, we're going to hit the field for practice. August 29th, we're going to hit the field for games. What are the Bobcats going to look like when that happens?
Oh, number one, we're not going to be in 3A any longer. We got bumped up to 4A, so our district's going to look a little bit different. Instead of playing East Chambers and Hardin and Kirbyville, those guys will be playing West Orange Stark and Silsbee and Bridge City and Hampshire Net and Hardin Jefferson Liberty. So our football district's going to look a lot different than it did the past 2 years. But really, the first 6 years I was here, a lot of those teams we played them anyway. Silsbee will be new to us and Bridge City will be new to us as far as district opponents, but the other ones we've already been playing. So that'll be the first thing that's different. We lost about 18 seniors. So that'll be a little different for us. We won't have as many of that, but I do like the group we got coming back. We've got the one thing from last year's team that was really, we finished 9-2 last year. And I give a lot of credit to that senior group. Their buy-in, their leadership helped us improve tremendously from that off season onto the season. And this senior group seems to have the same mindset leadership wise, if that makes sense. because I mean, they've been up here the last 2-3 weeks on their own, with their teammates throwing the football and kind of like having an inter squad 7-on-7, and I didn't know anything about it. They told me like a week later that, hey, coach, we've been up here throwing. I'm like, I had no clue. So for them to take that on themselves and do that and take charge, that says a lot to me about the leadership style we're going to have. We're going to be good up front. I think that's where a lot of our guys are coming back is our offensive line. We're only having to replace one guard. Everybody else is back. But we are having to replace a lot on defense. All 3 starting linebackers graduated. 3 of our starting secondary guys graduated. So we have a lot of holes to fill. But I feel confident with the guys we got coming back that they're going to give us everything they got, and we're going to be okay. Coaches, we got to step up, obviously, and do a better job and have our kids ready. But we're still running the slot T. We're still running the 4-3 on defense. We might do some little adjustments offensively to kind of stay ahead of the curve a little bit on some people, game planning this and stuff. But hopefully it'll be the same. Orangefield, we'll put a team out there that our community can be proud of, that represents our community as far as our work ethic, our character, the way we play, that are the blue collar, just tough as nails. The motto we go by is TPO here, and tough people only. And so hopefully we can put a group of kids out there that represent our community well, they can be proud of.
So who are some of the names we're going to be reading in the Orange Leader after the game?
Dan Wade's going to appreciate that. Number one, our quarterback, Gunnar Jones. He played 11 games for us last year, and he really played 5 or 6 the year before as a sophomore. He stepped in when our starting quarterback towards ACL, Gunner's sophomore year. So he played every game from then on. He played 11 games last year. So he's got a lot of experience coming back. So we're really looking for him to have a big impact. We've got some twin offensive linemen, Kyler Metz and Grant Metz. Our tight ends back, Mason Sampson. Our split ends back, Logan Gibson. We got a fullback that we got coming back that was a sophomore last year. He'll be a junior, Hunter Ashworth. And another offensive defensive lineman, Kobe Coulter, will be back. He's squatting there 600 pounds now. So we've got some guys that are going to be able to step up, I think, and do well. And if we stay healthy and we do a good job as coaches, I think we're going to be okay. We'll go compete. I do know that. Our kids aren't scared to compete, no matter the competition level. So, we got some guys that are ready. We'll have some young kids coming in, maybe some incoming sophomores that'll have to step up and fill some roles as well. But it's going to start with our quarterback, Gunner, and he's also our punter, extra point kicker. Whatever we got to get done, he's always stepping up to do it. So really looking forward to him having a good senior year.
Well, thanks for your time today, Coach. And we definitely look forward to seeing the Bobcats on the field this fall.
Hey, I appreciate you. And thank you for everything you do for our local kids, our local schools across, not only here, but across the state of Texas. So appreciate you, man. I hope you stay healthy and ready to get back to work for sure.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
You got it, buddy.